welcome.
Ravi, half చదవమన్నావా? 9 అవుతోంది. ఫుల్ చదివేసి నెక్స్ట్ half చదవాలంట. మనం
we will stop whenever our time is.
Okay.
So 8 start 8:15 to 9:30 వరకు చదువుతాం కదా మీ టైంలో. సో మన టైంలో we will start at 11:15. I'll follow the time. I am the moderator. I am in the position of moderator. Nobody speak. I am the only speaks here. Okay, all right. Let's welcome Vadina to start.
Okay, నిమిషం రవి. బాగి పెళ్లి 18th కదా, నెక్స్ట్ సండే మీరందరూ బిజీగా ఉంటారు. నెక్స్ట్ సండే, పై సండే బాగి పెళ్లిది మాకేమైనా మీరు అందరూ ఉంటారు కదా, ఏదైనా చూపించడం అలా చెయ్యొచ్చు వీలవుతాయి. అందరూ సండే దే గో బ్యాక్ దేర్ హోమ్స్. వాట్ ఈస్ చెప్పు, ఒక 5 నిమిషాలు బాగి పెళ్లి గురించి. 5 minutes చెప్పు.
మళ్ళా చెప్తాం గీత, మళ్ళా మాడదాం. వదిన is getting ready. Let us listen. Let's welcome Vadina to start speaking. Everybody please mute. Let us not disturb Vadina. When she says any questions, we'll come. Okay? Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Vadina, start change Vadina.
Jai. God is the individual. Today's topic is God and the individual. God is only reality.
Sorry, can you come into the frame, Atta? Video. It'll be good to see you. Atta.
Shall I display the discourses on the screen, or you want to see the people?
On the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
On the screen.
Okay.
Follow.
Okay. Just give 1 second, Udina. 1 second. Let me see where I have my discourses. Meher Baba discourses.
Page number 16. 7th edition.
Okay, Udina, start chain. Everybody can see? Everybody can see me?
Yes.
Yes.
God is the only reality. Side heading. God is infinite. He is beyond the opposites and of good and bad, right and wrong, virtue and vice, birth and death, pleasure and suffering. Such dual aspects do not belong to God. If you take God as one separate entity, he becomes one term in relational existence. Just as good is the counterpart of bad, God becomes the counterpart of not God. And the infinite comes to be looked upon as the opposite of the finite. When you talk of the infinite and the finite, you are referring to them as two. And the infinite has already become the second part of the duality. But the infinite belongs to the non-dual order of being. If the infinite is looked upon as the counterpart of the finite, it is strictly speaking no longer infinite but a species of the finite. For it stands outside the infinite as its opposite and is thus limited. Since the infinite cannot be the second part of the finite, the apparent existence of the finite is false. The infinite alone exists. God cannot be brought down to the domain of duality. There is only one being in reality, and it is the universal soul. The existence of the finite or the limited is only apparent or imaginary. దీని గురించి కొంచెం పార్ట్ ఏంటంటే God is the only reality, subheading. God is infinite. He is beyond the opposites of good and bad, the right and wrong, virtue and vice, birth and death, pleasure and suffering. These belongs to duality. God is non-dual. There is God and not God state, as we think like that. Infinity alone exists. So God cannot be brought down to the domain of duality. There is only one being in reality, and it is universal soul. Soul big letter. Existence of the finite is imaginary. Questions? Questions? ఏమన్నా క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతారా?
సార్ అర్థమైంది కదా?
Vadina, go ahead, start speaking. If anybody has questions, they will ask. Otherwise, continue. Okay.
Shall I continue then?
Good.
One
You're doing.
point, one question point I am taking away from this is my duality law, English language or whatever language, duality law, there is a opposite, and take good has bad, etc. But what I'm taking away from this is infinite is not the opposite of finite.
Oh.
Right?
Yes,
But,
sir.
Yes.
God will
Correct.
come to duality because He is God only. Kada? You don't have
yeah.
that dual nature. So that's why
Only
here
the
God is non-dual. That is a sentence given here. There is a God and there is no not God state. Duality లేదు కదా? So God is one. There is no not God state. God not state.
Okay.
Then, so
Yeah, that's very good, Vadina.
something.
So, just want to relate to an incident on Mata. One of the Babani, ఎవరు అడిగారు మర్చిపోయాను ఎవరు అడిగారు మర్చిపోయాను బట్ బాబా అన్నాడు బాబా వాట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ఫినిట్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ఫినిట్ అని అడిగారనమాట. అడిగితే అప్పుడు బాబా ఏం చెప్పలేదంట. శామ్ కెరవేలా చెప్తున్నాడు ఇది. ఆ టాక్ వింటుంటే ఇది అనిపించింది అనమాట. సో ఆఫ్టర్ కపుల్ ఆఫ్ మంత్స్ ఐ థింక్ హరిచ్ వాజ్ ఆస్క్డ్ బాబా, మేబీ ఐఎమ్ రాంగ్, బట్ ఎనీవే వాట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ఫినిట్ బాబా అని అడిగినప్పుడు బాబా ఏం చెప్పలేదు. ఆఫ్టర్ 2 months Baba happened to come across this topic again, and he mentioned what he said was God is the only existence. Wherever you think that God does not exist, God exists also there. So God is everywhere, and wherever you think that this is where God does not exist, He is also there. So wherever beyond these two states, wherever there are, you think again there is God. So God is everywhere. That is infinity అని చెప్పారన్నమాట బాబా. జయ బాబా.
Jai Baba. Second topic, side heading, apparent existence of the finite. You are infinite. You are really everywhere. But you think that you are the body, and therefore consider yourself limited. If you think you are the body which is sitting, you do not know your true nature. If you were To look within, here within is more important. If you were in to look within and experience your own soul in its true nature, you would realize that you are infinite and beyond all creation. However, you identify yourself with the body. This false identification is due to ignorance, which makes itself effective through the medium of the mind. An ordinary person thinks that he is the physical body. A spiritually advanced person thinks that he is the subtle body. The saint thinks that he is the mind or mental body. But in none of them is the soul having direct self-knowledge. Self-knowledge and God sambandhinchi. It is not a case of pure thinking unmixed with illusion. The soul as soul, big soul, is infinite, aloof from mind or body, yet owing to ignorance, the soul comes under the sway of the mind and becomes a thinker, sometimes identifying itself with the body and sometimes with the mind. From the limited point of view of a person who has not gone beyond the domain of Maya, there are numberless individuals. It seems that there are as many individuals as there are minds and bodies. In fact, there is only one universal soul, but the individual thinks that he is different from other individuals. The one and the same soul, big soul, the one and the same soul is ultimately behind the minds of seemingly different individuals. And through them, it is the multifarious experiences of duality. The one in the many comes to experience itself as one of the many. It is due to imagination or false thinking. That is apparent existence of the finite. Dinki explanation. Apparent existence of the finite. You are infinite. You are really everywhere. But you think you are your physical body. But you look within. Within is more important. But you look within. You experience your own soul. Then you realize you are infinite. False identification is due to ignorance. The medium of mind works here like this. An ordinary man thinks he is physical body. A spiritually advanced individual thinks he is subtle body. A saint, that is fifth and sixth planes, thinks he is a mental body. But none of them knows, they know the soul is direct self-knowledge, Paramatma. So here, thinking is within illusion. Once an Englishman come to Baba, Meher Baba is saying, all this is illusion. He asked Baba, he came from a long distance. He had some suffering here to adjust, etc. How it is becomes an illusion? That is his question. Baba told, your suffering belongs to your physical body. It is illusion. I am the soul in you. This is real. The soul is The soul is infinite. Due to ignorance, it sways in between mind and body. There are numerous individuals with multifarious experience of duality. The one, God, in the many experiences as one of the many. This is due to imagination or false thinking. Questions? Any questions?
కంటిన్యూ చేయవద్దు.
The side heading apparent existence of
Ata,
the
నాకు ఇది అంతా ఐ థింక్ క్లియర్. ఓన్లీ దిస్ ఐ ఆల్వేస్ స్ట్రగుల్ విత్ దిస్ ఇల్యూజన్ పార్ట్. అది భగవద్గీతలో వస్తుంది, ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది.
క్వశ్చన్ అడిగిరా,
క్వశ్చన్ అంటే ఇది ఆ ఇల్యూజన్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఇల్యూజన్ అంటాం కదా. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఇల్యూజన్ ఎక్సెప్ట్ దిస్. ఇట్స్ హార్డ్ టు ప్రాక్టికలీ థింక్ ఆఫ్ దట్. నాకు నొప్పి వచ్చింది అనుకో, అది ఇల్యూజన్ అలాగా నొప్పి. ఐఎమ్ ఫీలింగ్ ద పెయిన్. ఐ రియలైజ్ దట్ ఇట్స్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీ విచ్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్, బట్ ఐ ఫీల్ ఇట్. If I eat some food and it's tasty, it is tasty. I know it's fleeting because the taste will go away, but it's illusion. I always have struggled. The Bhagavad Gita lo vastundi kada. So that is just a point. I don't know if anybody can clarify. Yeah.
Vadina, can I come in, Vadina?
Cheppu Geeta.
Kiran, we are identifying with the mind. Okay. ఈ మైండ్ పెద్ద అబ్స్ట్రక్షన్. ఏంటంటే మైండ్ వలన బికాస్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ ప్రీవియస్ సంస్కారాస్ వీఆర్ గెట్టింగ్ డిజైర్స్. ఓకే, అది ఫాల్స్ వరల్డ్ అనమాట. షీఈస్ క్రియేటింగ్. ఒక అమెరికన్ బాబాని దర్శనం చేసుకోవడానికి ఈ కేమ్. హీ లాస్ట్ హిస్ టికెట్, ఎయిర్ టికెట్, ఏదేదో చాలా కష్టపడి వచ్చాడు. అరే బాబా ఇలా అయ్యింది అంటే దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ ఇల్యూషన్. బాబా ఐ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ ఇట్. హౌ కెన్ యూ సే ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్? ఐ లాస్ట్ మై టికెట్, ఐ మిస్డ్ మై ఫ్లైట్, ఇది అని వివరంగా చెప్పాడనమాట. అంటే మనం ఇన్ దిస్ ప్లేన్ అవర్ మైండ్, అవర్ సంస్కారాస్, అవర్ ఈగో ఆర్ బిగ్ ఐరన్ కట్టేస్ అనమాట. వెన్ వీ గో టు మస్తులు, దే ఆర్ ఇన్ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ స్టేజ్. అత్త చెప్పింది సటిల్ వరల్డ్, మెంటల్ వరల్డ్. దే సీ ద సటిల్ ఎనర్జీస్. మెంటల్ వరల్డ్ లో దే కెన్ సీ ఫార్ అవే థింగ్స్. ఎట్ ప్రెసెంట్ వీఆర్ ఇదేంటి మైండ్ ఐడెంటిఫై అవ్వడం వలన వీఆర్ ఐడెంటిఫైయింగ్ విత్ ద మైండ్. మైండ్ ప్రాంప్ట్ చేస్తుంది డిజైర్స్. దానివల్ల వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ అక్యూములేటింగ్ సంస్కారాస్. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దోస్ సంస్కారాస్ నెక్స్ట్ జన్మ our see you are projecting a movie, this life what you produced last janma, Baba's words, and while projecting you are producing another film to the next janma, accumulating the sanskaras in
kaadu na question nenu specific adutanu adi. All that is fine. What I'm saying is two sides. One is, let us say Pavan and I are children, we are playing, right? And Pavan by mistake he takes the cricket bat and hits my leg. Okay. So two aspects here. One is I'll feel the pain. Okay, I actually feel the pain. The second thing is I might get angry with Pavan and I say, oh Pavan, he always hits me with the cricket bat. He's trying to inflict pain. The first aspect of me experiencing the pain is one thing. The second aspect where I judge his intention is another thing. So I realize that the second aspect where I judge his intention is Maya. That I get somehow. But the very fact that I feel pain is I feel pain, and it's just it.
Yes.
Why
Kiran?
The second law I can see illusion, first law I cannot see the illusion. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Kiran, the only experience right now you are going through is being a human. You agree with that?
Correct.
Okay. As a human, how you are getting the information? Only through the five senses.
Correct.
Okay, whatever it is, Pavan netti meeda bat petti kottadu. Okay, the touch of that got you understanding. Something got touched. The touch aspect of senses is playing there, but it so happened he hit it with a little harder, and physically that caused the pain. And you are experiencing the pain through mind. because there is a physical effect
I
of
get
that.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Let us say you are in a deep sleep. Forget about deep sleep. You are given the anesthesia for a surgery. It so happened, Pawan happened to be there and అక్కడ బ్యాట్తో కొట్టాడు. సర్జరీ మొదలు పెట్టక ముందు వచ్చి బ్యాట్తో కొట్టాడు. అప్పుడు నీకు తెలుస్తుందా నీకు? You don't feel, because your mind is at rest. The anesthesia took the effect of making your mind disconnected with the physical body. That is the only, so I'm just telling you these two differences. That is the only thing you are experiencing. This is the only thing. That's why it is a theoretical thing, what it is like not being in the illusion, not being in a state without senses. Let's say you are in a deep meditation, you went into deep meditation, samadhi state ki vellipoyavu anko, appudu emi teliyadu annamata neeku. I'll tell you one more thing. Let me tell you, right now you felt like having some wine. What do? You hop into the car, go to the grocery store or wherever wine store is, get a wine, bring it, eat. Let's say you are studying in 10th class or 11th class in Bangalore. You felt like a wine. అప్పుడు ఏం చేసేవాడివి? You are restricted by the conditions outside. మీ నాన్న క్రికెట్ బ్యాట్ నిజంగా తీసుకొచ్చేసిండు. ఓకే, అమ్మో మా నాన్నతో పెట్టుకోవడం ఎందుకు అనవసరం అని చెప్పి కొనలేదు. That freedom you are exercising now because you are evolved into a different situation. Okay, so that evolution process, you will be evolving. I mean, this is not maybe not a great example, but this evolution of your consciousness goes on expanding, where you will reach a point that you will have infinite consciousness. Okay, that is the state we are talking about. That is what we have to imagine now, being in this. Let's say you're wearing red glasses. All the world looks like red, right? And there'll be somebody who says, hey, Karan, if you take out these glasses, you can see different colors. So your job is how to take out those glasses out. Then only you will see all different colors or not. But right now you are not in a position to take out the glasses. You are experiencing the redness outside. So you have to imagine what is without illusion anedi. The whole discourses is that, right? We are in the world of duality. This is what we are experiencing. What you will experience in a God state anedi theoretical aspect right now, but we have to fake it till we make it. Adi Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Okay.
నేను కొంచెం ఒక చోట రాసింది చదవనా ఈ సందర్భంలో? ఇట్ విల్ బి కరెక్ట్. ఓకే, బాబా
do
said
that, then
meaning
after
of
that I'll give also. Okay, go ahead, Amma.
చెప్పు పవన్ చెప్పు.
Amma, you
Who
finish.
wants to talk?
Go ahead, Amma. After you, I'll go.
Baba said meaning of God realization, emancipation and freedom from the bondage of Maya. But one has to be in Maya to come out of it. Do not get enmeshed in it and keep away from its tricks and snares. The chief props and agents of Maya are karma, krodha, lobha, samskarasu, ego, ivanni annamata. Unless and until you subjugate them, it is impossible for you to enter upon the path that leads to union with God. Once you firmly decide not to be engulfed in Maya, you can disentangle yourself once and for all. But this requires a Sadguru's grace, and for that you must be worthy. Sadguru help chestar annamata. How will don't get engulfed annaru. How to come out of this? Sadguru, when as we are remembering, attached to him, remembering him, he will help us in getting out of that net.
Then I have an answer. Jai Baba Gita.
That's beautiful.
I
Yeah.
have an answer for it. You are telling, I have pain. It is not an illusion because I am suffering with it. Is it? That is your question.
Correct.
How
Sir. Two
without
aspects of the pain.
any,
One is the physical pain. The other is my interpretation of maybe his intention why he hit me. The second one is Maya, clearly for me,
how
because I
it will
imagined.
become a Maya or illusion.
Second one
We
is clear.
have
First
three
one, pain.
bodies.
Yeah.
Kiran, we have three bodies. One is gross body, subtle body, and mental body. In the core or in the center, we have a soul. That soul belongs to Paramatma. So your pain, it is related to your physical body, gross body. So you are feeling pain. So it is illusionary pain. You have a big thing in the center, that is the soul. It is related to Paramatma. So that is real. So you are feeling only physical body, but you are not feeling the soul. Soul is always not soul is not soul is related to God. So it is only real. It is not illusion. It is not Maya. But Maya will come through the evolution process and reincarnation process and involution process up to sixth plane.
Realization.
So this is the process. Till that it is illusion only. So it is Maya also. So you are feeling your gross body. Pain is related to gross body. It is not related to Paramatma or your soul inside. As far as I know, I told you, Jai Baba. It may be
Jai
correct.
Baba, I like it. Yeah. Yeah.
పవన్ ఏదో చెప్తాడు పవన్.
Yes, tell Baba.
Jai Baba. Yeah. So Nagguda for a longest time, I don't even know now if my interpretation is correct, but the longest time I also had this doubt, Kiran. Identi Maya is ain't the tree you see is real, the dog that you see is real, the children are real, everything that we see around us is real. Kada. Illusion, at least I felt that I was limited by the definition of illusion by, when you go to a magic show, kada, when you see an illusion shown. So I always used to correlate illusion to that anmata. But in the last 1 year, I have come across two perspectives in the context of illusion, which I'll share now. And at least I feel in my own mind that maybe I understand it slightly better than before. Okay, relatively at least. Okay. One is looking at illusion in the context of transitionary. Ante, whatever is happening is transitionary. There is a bigger picture that is beyond us, which is the reality of it. And what we are seeing right now is a microcosm and not depicting the real picture. Okay. Let me give an example, which I use for myself as an analogy. Let us say, hypothetically, we are able to talk to a baby in the womb of a mother. Okay. A baby or an embryo in the womb of a mother. Okay. And let us say we are able to have a conversation and we tell that baby, actually, where you are right now in the womb is not the real thing. You're going to come out of this womb and there's a bigger thing in life. In fact, you're going to grow. You're going to become independent. Right now, you are getting your nutrition from the mother. You will be detached from here and you will be leading an independent life. You will grow and you'll be making your own decisions. Okay, that's what I am telling that baby. But in that point in time, that baby in the womb cannot think beyond being in the womb. So no matter how much I intellectually tell that baby that there is something beyond this life inside the womb, the baby will never get it, right? Till the baby comes out of the womb and goes through that journey. Kada? So at that point in time, that baby is in the illusion that is what its life is, which is inside that womb. There's nothing beyond it. And no matter how much I explain it to the baby doesn't get it inside the womb. So that is one way of me thinking of trying to clarify the concept of illusion. Okay. And so when we take
Nice,
that
nice.
and think of our own life, somebody, Baba is telling us there is something beyond this. What you're going through is transitionary. It is a journey which is not the real thing. There is something at the end of this which is more real, and what you're going through is thing. So that's one way of looking at illusion. Okay, so that's one part of it. The second angle of illusion that I try to understand is in the context of unity. Okay, and Atta and even Mai mentioned about this, Amma also mentioned this, is that we are Atmas, and what Baba says is all these Atmas are the same. They are differentiated. I mean, later in the chapter, they'll be talking about sanskaras and everything, but without overstepping that, we are all part of that same Paramatma. That is the concept of unity. We are one. That Atma is one with the Paramatma. But no matter how much intellectually we can understand that, we don't get it. I believe you are different, I am different, Atta is different, Mai is different, Amma is different, Bhargavi is different. Mai's are different. Kada? So that also is an illusion. And from a unity perspective, there will be a great example of refraction, which will come up later in this chapter. But
very good example.
Which is a fantastic example. But I remember long ago I'd given a presentation kada ippudu apple undi. When an apple is there, the seed inside the apple, the flesh of the apple, the skin of the apple, all say, if I ask them what are you, they will all say I'm an apple. Okay. Once I cut the apple into 8 pieces, each piece you ask, what are you? They say I'm a piece of an apple. They won't say I'm apple. Kada. మళ్ళీ ఆ ఒక క్వార్టర్ పీస్ లో సీడ్ తీసేసి స్కిన్ తీసేసి సెపరేట్ గా పెడితే ఇఫ్ ఐ ఆస్క్ ద స్కిన్ ఆర్ యు అన్ యాపిల్ దే సే నో ఐఎమ్ ద స్కిన్ ఆఫ్ ది యాపిల్ యు ఆస్క్ ద సీడ్ సేస్ ఐఎమ్ ద సీడ్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ అన్ యాపిల్ ఐఎమ్ ద సీడ్ సో దట్ ఈస్ అ ఇల్యూషన్ యాక్చువల్లీ దే ఆర్ ది యాపిల్ అన్నమాట సో దట్ ఆల్సో ఇస్ ఇల్యూషన్ ఫ్రమ్ అ యూనిటీ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ దట్స్ అ సెకండ్ లేయర్ ఆర్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్స్ మై థింకింగ్.
Good, Pawan. I
Very
like
good.
it. I takeaways is
Very good.
transitory time and unity. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baba.
Yeah, just want to bring in one more example.
1 minute. 1
Suppose-
minute. చెప్పండి. Okay. చెప్పు.
Yeah, suppose ఒక చిన్న అబ్బాయి ఉన్నాడు, వాళ్ళ అమ్మ she bought a grape juice and then he loves that grape juice, and let's say every afternoon she would pour from the bottle and give in a bottle or a glass, and he drinks and he enjoys it. Every day he enjoys. Suddenly you brought in a wine bottle, you poured it in a glass. So అబ్బాయి ఏమనుకుంటాడు? There's a grape juice అంటాడు, వైన్ పోసినా కూడా, because his mind is conditioned with the knowledge of the grape juice only అన్నమాట. But when the boy evolves into higher states, పెద్దోడైపోయాడు, and he knows what is wine, what is grape juice. Now, if you ask him whether you pour some dark material into the glass, he knows the distinction between what is being poured, wine or a grape juice. చెప్పగలడు అన్నమాట. That is because of the knowledge he gained అన్నమాట. So what we see right now is, కుర్చీని చూపించి ఏంటి అదే అంటే కుర్చీ అంటాం కదా, దట్ ఈస్ అ చైర్ అంటాం. బట్ గాడ్ ఈస్ దేర్ కిరణ్ అంటే ఐ డోంట్ సీ గాడ్ ఎనీవేర్. సో దట్స్ హౌ వి ఆర్ రైట్ నౌ. ఓకే, యాజ్ వి ఎవాల్వ్ టు హయ్యర్ స్టేట్స్ ఆఫ్ కాన్షియస్నెస్, వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్ ఈజ్ we can train our mind. See, why are you seeing a chair? Because your mind is telling you that is a chair. You're conditioned with that anmata. Whereas you are in tune with the divine, and who says that's not the reality, you are in the illusion. So everywhere is God is there. So the mind understands that God is everywhere. Then you see, let's say, a very highly evolved soul, a saint who is in the 5th plane, some 6th plane, they see chair also just like you, but they see God also there, because they have that mind set up, evolved into a different states and matter. So it all depends upon with what glass. Again, I'll bring up the example of glasses. What glass you are wearing, how you're seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah.
And
Why
I
you're very keen to give wine examples, Iraju.
Yeah, my mind is going towards wine. I don't drink wine.
Maya. చెప్పమా.
చెప్పనా? నేనే ఇక్కడ బాబా ఫస్ట్ ఒక చిన్నది ఒక మస్తు హర్యానాలో ఉన్నాడు. డాన్ స్టీవెన్స్ వేఫేరల్స్ లో ఉంది. ఆయన ఎంతసేపు లైక్ శీర్షాసనం అంటే కాళ్ళు పైన పెట్టి నడిచేవాడు. ఈజ్ నాట్ పుట్టింగ్ హిజ్ లెగ్స్ ఆన్ ద ఫ్లోర్. ఎందుకంటే ఐ సీ గాడ్ ఎవ్రీవేర్, ఐ సీ గాడ్ ఎవ్రీవేర్. ఇఫ్ ఐ వాక్ ఐ విల్ వాక్ ఆన్ గాడ్స్ ఫేస్ అని. ఇప్పుడు బాబా ఆ మస్తుని చేసినప్పుడు ఈజ్ హయ్యర్ ప్లేన్, సిక్స్త్ ప్లేన్ లో ఉన్నాడు. ఈ సీయింగ్ గాడ్ ఇన్ ఎవ్రీవేర్, ఎవ్రీ ప్లేస్ అనమాట. ఈ గాన్ టు ద సిక్స్త్ ప్లేన్ వెళ్ళడం వలన వాట్ ఎవర్ బాబా సేస్ దే కెన్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. పవన ఓంబు బేబీ చెప్పాడు చూడు, ఎట్ దిస్ స్టేజ్ వీఆర్ లర్నింగ్ త్రూ థియరీ ఓన్లీ. ఓకే, నాకు కెన్ యూ గివ్ మీ టైం 2 minutes? ఇది బాబా దీని గురించి మెడ్రాస్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇది చెప్పారు. బాబా చెప్పింది చెప్పనా? ఐ విల్ టేక్ ఓన్లీ 2 minutes. ఓకే ఓకే వదిన, వెరీ
చెప్పండి అత్త.
remain in Maya but do not get enmeshed in it. దాని మీద మెహర్ బాబా told when he came to Madras in Sampath Iyengar's house. During the brief visit to Madras, Baba explained about Maya. If a person wants to take the pearl from the bottom of the ocean, then he should not shout at the pearl to come up while he sits on the beach. If he really wants the pearl, he should try his hardest to plunge to the bottom of the ocean to get it. Now say that the water of the ocean is Maya and the pearl is God. According to spiritual law, it is then essential that diver should not get wet nor even touch one drop of water while diving. This means it is possible for him to dive and obtain the pearl, but it is impossible for him to not touch even a drop of water in the effort. This impossible aspect of spiritual things really makes the diver worthy of the prize. In order to not to touch water, the diver must put on a full diving suit, and after putting on an air tank, he can dive down. Only then he will be able to follow the rule of bringing up the pearl without getting wet. To compare the above with spirituality, take the water of the ocean as Maya, the pearl as God, the diver as the seeker, the diving suit as love or the willingness to renounce the world, and the man on the beach or boat in the charge of the air compressors as the Sadguru. Without the help of the Sadguru to manipulate the air compressor, it is thus very impossible for one to dive down and take the pearl, which means to free oneself from the clutches of Maya while remaining in Maya. The meaning of God realization is emancipation, freedom from the bondage of Maya. But one has to be in Maya to come out of it. So remain in Maya, but do not get enmeshed in it. Keep away from its tricks and snares. Baba, ఇది చెప్పారు మెడ్రాస్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు. Okay, I think it is connected to the present topic. Am I right? Am I connected to the present topic?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
అత్త, నాకు క్వశ్చన్ అత్త. ఒక క్వశ్చన్